They were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he's able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Jace Amaro, 38 yards. And the Panthers are going to take a first-quarter lead.
In both locker rooms, the coaches talked about setting the tone early. Didn't matter whether you start on offense or defense. In this case, the team that had the ball first did exactly that. Took it right downfield and scored.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes the score 7-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And Carolina scores to cap it off. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here's a run for the former Louisville Cardinal, Sonoris Perry. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Hey, here we go now. Green, 39.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And his throw is incomplete. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Perry, and able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
They're going to look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And coming up on their 2nd drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice. It all came together, but I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room and pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back and He's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran.
And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On play action, Rodgers buying time to his left. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
Here we go on 4th down with Rodgers. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is,
with my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. From midfield, here's Rodgers. Now he's forced out right. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there at 22.
looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
They go play action here on first down. Rolling to his left. Looking for the end zone. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football, caught him off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On second down, here's Rodgers. And he can't corral it. Maybe a big missed opportunity there defensively in the end zone. And now third down.
Let's go, come on.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Here we go now.
Now a play fake here on first down. And over the middle, this is Parker. And it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. Forced out to his left. Lets it go for now. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play there for Carolina. 47 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
On first down, Rodgers. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great effort there. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers add on to their lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play, and result, touchdown.
Ron Rivera didn't get the nickname Riverboat Ron for nothing. His guys are going to go for 2 here. They'll try and run it here. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short. And they'll come up empty on the try for 2. Defensively, certainly not fooled there. Play started at the 2, and he was tackled at the 2.
That has to feel good for them. Not happy about having given up the touchdown, but stopping the 2-point conversion gives them a little bit of a lift as they head to the bench.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Line of scrimmage, again, the 25, 2nd and 10. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Back to throw here. Throw left side complete. It's Cross. That one goes for 24 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Now back to throw. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll set up a throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Tucker. And before they can run this third down play, we're going to get a timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one.
Here we go now. Boom, landed.
Defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Here we go now. Green 39.
Out of the gun now on third down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And they won't try and pooch it. It's a fake. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or two. It's such a risky play there to fake it. You're either the hero or the GOAT. Here they're going to be the GOAT.
Unfortunate, too, because you know they thought they had something there. They don't call it just to call it. They don't just say, oh, what the heck, let's go ahead and fake it here. They feel like they've got something on. They've got the defense in the right spot. Just unsuccessful in that opportunity.
And over the middle here, Amaro. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Rodgers now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
All right, let's go. Come on.
And they'll go on the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. A final shot before half for Rodgers. He's going to fuck. This is caught inside the 15. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
In our game has been Aaron Rodgers, who is on target in the first half. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here. If they
It's 4th down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. Boy, sitting on a 2-score lead. At this stage in the game, that punter, he must be pretty lonely over there on the sideline thinking, why in the world was my number not called there?
As far as he's concerned, the check will still cash, right? It is your choice not to use me in this situation. But I also look at it this way. You know, some coaches are more aggressive than others. They just want to take care of the football, have the ball on offense, and go at it that way. So a very interesting call, but he wants to take care of the ball himself.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now second down. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he's taken down inside the 30. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Rudock now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Set. Green 39.
They run with Perry. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says, try something different. Try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame. Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know what's going in the hoop.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here. And that's caught inside the 35. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play there for the Panthers. 51 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Now Rodgers. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football as well as we begin quarter number 4. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. They'll give it to him up the middle. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Illegal touching. Offense.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
Hurry up, hurry up.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
All right, here we go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. J.J. Watt in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town, and now
they're down to none.
Yes, exactly right.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Back to throw, Rodgers. Open man is Thielen, it's complete. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal.
Reset. Hey, easy.
They get it to him running left. Twisting. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Panthers add on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside at 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Here comes Rodgers now as he'll go for the 2-point conversion. To throw, it's Rodgers. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Chris Long able to disrupt yet another pass play, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 30.
He'll drop to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe you can expect more passes like that downfield. Looking to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Darius Slay with a pick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. On 4th down, that turned out like a punt. Maybe he was better defensively there just to knock it down.
And you know they go over those situations. All right, 4th down, where's the ball? Where would we get the ball? But instinct takes over, and when it's in the air, they just go and get it. So it's hard to get on him for intercepting it, but the smart play would have been what you suggested. Knock it down and take over in a deeper position.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November. Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road. There's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So the Broncos coming out now. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Prince Amukamara.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the